Hi, everyone, and welcome to another weekly recap with XpertVR. It's me, Evan, co founder of XpertVR, for your March 18th weekly recap. So, in this recap, we cover the biggest innovations or projects going on in the metaverse or the virtual space that relates to education on a weekly basis. So, starting off, have a cool video here from Daniel on using hand tracking and peeling potatoes in the metaverse. So obviously this isn't a metaverse. If you want to talk about what the metaverse is, we can definitely do that. But really cool to see how he's using hand tracking here and appealing for creating what I assume to be some sort of cooking game. Daniel is the principal AR VR lead at Shopify, and yeah, just really cool to see some of the tools that he's playing around here with, obviously just having some fun. But this is very applicable in the education space because if we can bring in hand tracking where you don't need to learn how to use a controller when you're learning a new skill and you're just using your hands, then it's much easier to pick up as well as much more applicable to the real world. So, really cool work here from Daniel. And wanted to give a shout out here to Arun. Arun highlighted this on LinkedIn, and I follow him, so this is where I found it. So really cool work. Thank you for highlighting that, Arun. Then moving on to more of the blockchain space usually is what we cover in this section, but here's more just cloud, I guess. AWS has released a really cool AWS Cloud practitioner or learning system. So again, all these links will be in the comments, so you can check it out yourself if you want to watch the video. But basically, they have you start in this city, very small city, and you have to learn how to use the different tools that AWS offers to build out your city. So it's kind of like a gamified way to learn how to use AWS. Um, and I think this is really cool because it allows new learners, whether they're at a low level in high school, maybe even to jump in here and start learning the skills that they will need to program or to just use these tools in general as they move into their careers, but does it in a fun way, in a way where you're building the city. You can show off the city maybe on job applications. And just really cool way to learn how to use AWS because I've tried a few times and learned a few pieces of it, as well as many people on our team. And it does get pretty complicated. So having this more fun gamified way to do it and a product or a platform game that you're building on while you do it just makes it a lot more fun. Then moving right along to something Expert VR related. If you don't know, on the Expert VR LinkedIn page, as well as on our YouTube, every Monday we post a Metaverse Monday video. Basically, in this series, we go through different metaverses or platforms that are out there in the virtual reality world that you could utilize for education. And we go through some of the features as well as some areas where they might want to improve as they build into the future, and wanted to highlight this week's because we posted this really cool video about Frame VR. So Frame is built off of, fast forward here a little bit, will let me, maybe not. Um, Frame is built on Verbella. So if you're familiar with Verbella, it's what we use for our immersive learning research network meetings. It's a great platform to get on, but you have to download a bunch of software. There's always updates. It can be slow. And Frame is really interesting because you don't need to download anything. It works completely through the web. You can customize your space. They have all kinds of big templates, obviously not the best art quality, but still pretty realistic. And there's a lot of customization, a lot of content that you can bring in there, your own 3D models, videos, all kinds of stuff. So amazing to see this working on the web and be completely accessible and free for anyone to use. And then lastly, a project that we're interested in or just been watching over the past week. So I've been seeing this for a couple months now or a month or two on Reddit, and saw a new update yesterday. So Dungeon Maker. This is a completely pass-through game. So if you're not familiar with the Oculus Quest, this is one of the most popular headsets on the market because it's completely standalone. You don't need to plug anything in. And it's completely for VR, but it has cameras around it, four of them, And those cameras track your space, know where you are within the virtual space, know where your controllers are. And if you're setting up your space, you'll see pass through. So it's like this black and white view that you can see here in the video. Um, and this allows you just to set up your Guardian where you want your play space to be inside of the virtual world. And Oculus recently released this functionality so that you could play around with it in other areas. And I've seen some cool creations, but this is definitely the coolest, where this creator has made a dungeon making to game. So you can download this onto your Oculus Quest through SideQuest. And using this, you can then design a dungeon for your apartment or your house and have to go through all these different traps and avoid things. And he actually just recently put out an update for the floor is lava. So you use that simulation and you can play the floor is lava with actual lava throughout your house. And don't worry, you don't only have to use your furniture to jump around on. You can place blocks throughout your house that you can jump onto as well in the 3D space, in case you're worried about breaking any of your furniture. So that was a quick weekly recap from Expert VR on what's going on in the Metaverse VR space and as it relates to education. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something new. Again, all of the links will be in the comments below if you want to check them out. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments or reach out to Expert VR or myself, Evan Sittler, or Evan Sittler Bates, sorry, on LinkedIn, and would be happy to chat about these or answer any questions or help out in any way I can. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next week.